Good morning. Just going to come up a bit closer to the camera for a moment while I wait for everyone to arrive. So happy Monday. I hope you've had a lovely weekend. Just going to wait a couple of minutes, see who's coming to practice with me. Let me know when you get on so I know who I'm practicing with. And I know there's a little bit of a delay with the live video. Hello, Bonnie. How are you this morning? I hope you've had a lovely weekend. Thanks for coming and joining. So again, as you get on, let me know that you're here. We're going to be doing our morning practice that we've been doing the last, I think we're on the fourth week this week, believe it or not. I had to double check on that one because it's time's just flown as usual. So yeah, I think we're on our fourth practice this week. So I'm going to use this week to go through the whole sequence again. And then next week, I think we might shift it up just a tiny bit. Hello, Debbie. How you going? I think we might shift it up a little bit, that we'll go through, spend more time on a particular piece in that sequence. Morning, Karen. How are you this morning? Yeah, so I think that's what we'll do. So we'll go through the whole practice again. Morning, Donna. How you going? And then next week, I'm going to concentrate on one particular piece of the sequence. So then you get more of an opportunity to explore that one bit and how it might feel for you. So while everybody's joining, I just wanted to mention that in one of the classes, the live classes last week, somebody mentioned that she wanted to get on her mat, but she was feeling a little bit meh, not quite up to doing a full practice, but she wasn't sure what she wanted. So she put on the replay of, I think it was last week's or the weeks before, video of this practice, and she did child's pose, and that's all she did. And that helped her in what she needed for that moment. So, and that's what these practices are about. They're not about doing that full half hour if that's not what you want, if that's not what your body needs. Okay, so morning, Janet. How you going? So once you get familiar with these practices and you get on the mat one day and you think, oh, I'm not sure what I want. No, I don't feel like lunges today. I might just do, say, the Eastern prayer or a dog, or maybe even just Savasana. Make this practice your practice. Okay, and even while you're practicing along with me, if there's something that you're not feeling, you don't feel like doing it, because it's for some reason today it doesn't feel right in your body or even in your mind, just skip it out. Just sit back, close your eyes, listen to my voice, listen to the practice, and then come back when you're ready. Okay, so yeah, just make this practice your own, and remember that this is just a guide, just to give you an idea of how you can implement a daily practice into your life. Okay, let's get going. We've got a few here. There's eight of us here, so that's awesome. Thank you. Good morning, Cheryl. I bet you're warmer up in Queensland than we are at the moment. It's not a bad day here, but it's winter. It's still a little bit chilly. All right, so I've got my mat in a different direction today so that you can get a different angle of what the poses look like. Okay, so we always start with a little check-in. I'm just starting in hero pose. You start however you would like to start. Good morning, Heather. How you going? So just whenever you're ready, settle into your seat and take a nice exhale. And I like to sigh it out. And I teach in my classes when we settle and do this little check-in to make that audible sigh and feel the sensation in the body as you do that. So that's settling, that landing down. And just notice what that feels like. So you are landing in your seat. It helps to bring your mind in. And then tune in and just ask yourself the question, how do I feel today? What's going on for me today, internally? And just sit with that for a moment. And you might be going to a physical sensation, you might be going to a thought that keeps coming, an emotion that's sitting there. Just being aware of how you are today. And then with the answers that you receive, make your intention from that for your practice. What would you like your practice to be focused on? What would you like to get from your practice this morning? And then once you've made that intention, bring yourself into Eastern prayer. So remembering in this sequence, we always start in Eastern prayer. So we start with our hands underneath the shoulders or a little further forward, and then sink the bottom back down toward the heels and feel the length in the spine. Keep the arms active, reaching long, and place your forehead down on the floor or onto a prop. And as I've mentioned before, it's really nice and it's quite important to have your forehead resting on something if you can. Helps to bring your mind in, to be less distracted from the external happenings. And then feel the body breathing. Feel that expanding and contracting with the breath. And then let's come up onto our hands and knees. So just coming back up, I want you to do that once more. And as you sit back down, breathe out. Feel that stretch. Maybe it's not quite so much this time, not quite such strong sensations. And let your elbows relax down. And be softer in this pose. Just take a moment to just be here. Just a natural rhythm in the breath. We're going to start gently into our flowing sequence with our cat-cow and our dog. Breathing in, and you come up and gently looking forward. So we want to open the chest. And then on the exhale, round the back up toward the ceiling. Just opening the back body. Just feeling the stretch along the skin, within the muscles. Breathing in, looking forward. Once again, feel the front body having a stretch and an open. And then sit back down onto your heels. Keep the arms active. Inhale, come forward. We'll keep it flowing with the breath. Exhale, round the back into cat pose. Inhale, looking forward. Tuck your toes. And as you exhale, push into your hands. Push them away from you. Lift the bottom up and reach it back. So we've got a nice long line from the hands all the way to the sit bones. The knees are bent. Just enough that you can get your sit bones up, that you don't have to worry about those tight hamstrings just yet. And then on the inhale, bring the knees back down, look forward, round the back. Forward. Eastern press, sit the bottom back down onto the heels, arms are still long. Breathe in, come forward. Breathe out, round the back. Forward on the inhale. Tuck the toes, dog on the exhale, up and back. Start to paddle out the feet, taking one heel down and then the other. Bending one knee and then the other. So we're not going into a twist or anything. Try and keep the hips quite stable and the spine nice and long. So we're just noticing what's going on in the back of the legs. Opening them up really gently. And then bring the knees back down, look forward. Round the back, and you'll notice this little sequence changes a little. It doesn't matter, just so long as you get that movement forward. And then Eastern prayer. We just want to open up along the spine, front and back, in the ribs. Hang out there for a moment, let your elbows drop if you like. And then let's go again. Breathing in, coming up, looking forward. Breathing out, rounding. Breathing in, looking forward, tucking the toes. Breathing out, up and back into dog. And then can you, as you press your hands away, reach your bottom up and then start to take both heels toward the floor. But try not to round the back. Keep the sit bones up, heels toward the floor, and your knees soft. Pressing away with the hands, being with your breath. Bring the knees back down. We're going to come into our lunge. Just sit onto your heels for a minute, upright, and give your arms, your wrists a little shake. And then we're going to come into a lunge, which is a little different than what we've been doing. So bringing the right foot forward and remembering we still want to keep the knee straight up above the heel, okay? And then this time I've got the shoulders and the hips and the knee, the back knee, stacked, okay? So we're not leaning forward this time, we're just upright. And then once you've set that up, making sure that that front knee doesn't fall open. All right. And then lift up through both arms. Tuck the ribs in a little, and we want to open up this left hip flexor. And maybe to do that a little more, we take hold of the left wrist and reach it up and over just slightly. So just another little variation of these twists. Oh, sorry, these lunges. I'm going to go into a twist, that's why I said that. Okay, bring it up. Take the left hand to the outside of the front knee and the right arm, sweep it around so we're getting into a twist. So last week we did our twist with our hands on the floor. This time we're more upright. That's it. Maybe you're just looking forward. Maybe you can turn the head and look around at the thumb. And then let's bring it back to the center. Bring your hands to the floor, come back through dog this time. So lifting up, excuse me, pressing back. Notice the difference between left and right. What are you noticing? And then change sides. Left foot comes forward, we're upright. Bring your shoulders above your hips, above the knee at the back. And bring the front leg, the left leg, in line. That's it. And then breathe in and reach up. And you'll notice when you lift that your core line, your belly lifts in a little. And then to open up this right hip flexor, take hold of the right wrist and lift up a little, maybe over a little. And even just without the arms, just like this might be enough for you, and that's okay. Just moving in the variation that's right for you today. Just being with your breath. And then we're going to change into the twist. So come upright, take the right hand to the outside of the left knee, and the left arm sweeps behind and you turn the chest, maybe the head. And you'll notice that my knee hasn't moved. So don't turn the body with it. Keep the knee there and just turn the chest, the shoulder. The arm comes behind, maybe you look at the thumb. Come back to center, back to dog. So lifting up and back, taking a little pause here, or maybe into child's pose or Eastern prayer. Wherever you feel comfortable in your pause. Just taking a moment to settle in and notice those little shifts, the subtle little shifts that your practice so far has made. And then we're going to stand up into mountain pose. Maybe you have to come down on the knees to do that. Maybe you can just walk your feet in. Mindfully coming up to standing, snuggling down through the feet. Feel the length up through the body, out through the crown. reach down through the fingers, just nice and gently, just feeling that energetic pull down through the fingers. Notice the rhythm in your breath. The play of the body as you breathe. We'll go nice and slowly through a sun salutation. So take an inhale and an exhale. Settle through your feet to prepare, and then breathe in and reach on up. Breathe out, fold it forward, bend the knees. Hands on the shins or the knees, come halfway up, lengthen the spine. And then breathe out and take your right foot back for a lunge. Bring your knee down and your arms up. Hang out there. Breathe out, take the hands to the floor. On your inhale, come into plank. So maybe the knees are up, maybe the knees are down. Either way, the belly and the ribs are in. And then bend the elbows and lower to the floor. Don't take the elbows out, take them back. Roll the shoulders up and back into a nice low cobra. Your neck's nice and long. Press your feet into the floor. On your next inhale, push on up onto your hands and knees. Tuck your toes. Come up and back into dog. Take a moment there. And then we're going to bring our right foot back in. So bringing it in. We're lunging on the other side, so the knee comes down. We breathe in and reach the arms. Exhale the arms to the floor. And the next inhale, we bring the left leg in and come halfway up. Back to the floor with the hands. Back to the top. Press down through the feet as you lift. Maybe you look up. Bring your hands to your heart center. Let the shoulders rest down. Be with your breath. And let's do the other side. Breathing in, reach the arms up. Breathing out, fold it down. Come halfway up with the inhale, lengthen the spine. Breathe out, take the left foot back for a lunge. Knee comes down, press on up. Breathe out, take your hands to the floor. Breathe in, come into plank. Breathe out, take your body to the floor. Breathe in, come up through cobra. Onto your hands and knees, and breathe out as you go into dog. And then take a moment here. Relax the shoulders, lengthen the neck, soften the knees, sit bones are up. And then bring your left foot back in. Lunging on the other side, right knee comes down, arms come up. Hands come to the floor. Right foot steps in, come halfway up. Back to the floor. Press into the feet, breathe in, push on up. Reach up toward the ceiling. And bring your hands to your heart center on the exhale. And just notice how you feel. Feel the sensations in the body. And then bring yourself back down to the floor for a nice short little savasana before, we sit for a short pranayama and meditation practice. So grab your bolster or a pillow or something to have under your knees and lay yourself back. Now feel free to give your knees a little hug and a rock on the low back just to settle the back body into the floor. Hands are out by your sides with your palms facing up. Take a nice little sigh. Feel your body land just as it did when we first sat down. And just be in this nice quiet space for a moment. Just allowing all of those movements, the breaths that you've taken, the thoughts that you've had, allowing all that to integrate into your systems. Remembering that your yoga practice isn't just a physical practice, that we take on board all of our thoughts, our emotions, our energy body. We look at the body in its entirety, in all of those layers, your spiritual all the way through to the physical. And that's what makes it yoga. That's what sets it apart from just another exercise program. Feel free to stay in Savasana a little longer and do your breathing and meditation here if you like. But if you want to follow on with me, just rolling onto a side, pausing, and then pushing yourself up. Nice and easy on the body. Take yourself back into a seat. Settling in. And if you're still in Savasana, I would recommend when we do our alternate nostril breathing to imagine the breath. In your mind's eye, imagine the breath moving in through one nostril, out through the other, and then back. It can be just as effective, and you can still have your arms resting and your body resting. If you're seated, take your right thumb to your right nostril, ring finger to the left. Breathe in and out through both nostrils. And then close the right nostril, breathe in through the left. Close the right, open the left, breathe out through the left. Sorry, I got muddled then. Close the left, breathe out through the right. In through the right and out through the left. That's one round. In through the left, out through the right, in through the right, out through the left, in through the left, out through the right, in through the right, out through the left. Let's just do one more round, seeing as I mapped that up. Breathing in again through the left, out through the right, in through the right, and out through the left. Take your hands away, take some breaths through both nostrils. Notice that subtle shift already with 3 or 4 rounds of alternate nostril breathing. Notice the quality of your mind. That breath is so powerful. In the way that it can shift our mind state. And then just be with that. Be with that effect that you received from your 3 or 4 rounds of alternate nostril breathing. Maybe it's clarity in your mind. Maybe it's just settled the nervous system a little more or brought it back into balance. Maybe it's regrounded you. Whatever it is that you notice. If your mind wanders, just gently guiding it back. And then invite in a deeper breath. Just as a way to start to bring you back into the awareness, the more external awareness. And as you sit there in your space, just noticing now the effects of your whole practice. And bring your hands to your heart center, gently bowing your head, being grateful for your practice, for your efforts, for your Sangha, for sharing their practice with you. Namaste. Thanks everyone. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm just coming a little closer so I can see. I hope you enjoyed that practice. I hope it's got you ready for the day. Cheryl says it's sunny but a little cool in Queensland. Well, Cheryl, it's sunny and a lot cool in East Gippsland. But it is a beautiful day. Thank you, Cheryl. So yeah, I hope everybody enjoyed that. Let me know in the comments. I'll just bring that down a little. Let me know in the comments what you thought. As I said, next week we're going to go through one of those practices a little more. And we might just start with Eastern Prayer because it is such a simple position to be in. And it's not necessarily comfortable for everyone. So we might go through that and tweak that up a little bit and even show you a few different variations that you can add when you're practicing on your own and that you can put yourself in. Okay, so thanks everyone. Have a great day. Enjoy whatever you get up to today, and I hope it's a nice peaceful day for you. Thanks. Bye.